Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So over the past couple months, we've seen a few new things get added to the roster by big manufacturers. Now, this is happening because there's currently an injunction in place against the microstamping provision of the roster. The other provisions like loaded chamber indicators, magazine disconnects, stuff like that are still being challenged in court, but the injunction remains on microstamping, so manufacturers no longer need to have that to get on the roster. And so while the other things are being challenged, at least we're seeing some new stuff trickle in. Now, nobody's really excited about what was recently added. Some small 22s that are just totally overpriced versus what they are in the rest of the country, stuff like that. But now we have one new 9 that has been added to the roster. And I think that while it's still old, it's interesting. So let's go ahead and talk about what was just added to the roster that might give Californians at least another option. This video is sponsored by Gunspot, absolutely one of the coolest websites that you guys will ever see. If you are into Second Amendment related hobbies and traditions, you need to check out Gunspot. Their auctions are incredible. Everything you need, you will find there. They have pages like the War Room and the Academy and Battle Station. And in the Academy, you will find all sorts of really useful information. It is honestly a one-stop place to visit. So check out Gunspot. You know how to find them. Now, just real quick before we talk about what was just added, I think that we have to mention the whole 1 in 3 thing that California has. So the 1 in 3 provision basically states that for each new thing that's added to the roster, 3 things have to be taken off. That means you add 2 things, 6 things have to come off, and so forth. So for each new SKU, you have the potential of losing 3 things. Now, I don't think California is currently enforcing this, and I'll tell you why. There's currently a lawsuit that's challenging that, and that lawsuit has shown that it has a good chance of winning just based on the merits alone. And so I think that we're going to see a win in that lawsuit, and I don't think that California wants to damage its case by showing the actual effects that that will have on the roster itself. And so since those last ones were added months ago now, we haven't seen anything fall off that either wasn't scheduled to fall off or something to that effect. We haven't seen anything be pulled from the roster that I can find to this date. So again, I don't think that's being enforced, and I think the lawsuit is going to win. So I don't think that's something that we really have to worry about. Okay, so now let's go and talk about what was added. Now, when I saw the manufacturer, I was both excited and bummed at the same time. I was excited because it's a quality manufacturer, regardless of what you think about any posts or politics. It's still a quality manufacturer I think people can trust. But as far as the price, I mean, it's like Gucci prices. They're way overpriced. And that is going to be H&K. What they added was the P2000. Now, it's going to look like they added a bunch of different ones, like, a whole list of them, like 5 of them. But really what they added is they just added one model, and then they added 5 different colors. But at least this time, instead of being, the little SR22, little small 22 thing, this is actually in a good caliber, which is 9mm. So that was just added to the roster in a variant of different colors. Now, the problem with this is that, one, it's been on the roster before. So it was on the roster before, but everything from them just dropped off. Just like a lot of other major manufacturers, you just saw this one period in time, like FN and everything else, where everything just fell off the roster. And so you couldn't get anything anymore. And that was the end of it. So it is nice to see that there is at least one model available now, but this model is like 20 years old. Now, thankfully, it is the V3, which is the, I think it's the single double action. It's one of the better triggers that they offer. So the V3 is at least nice that it's there, but you're talking about, again, another model that is, decades old, just simply being added back to the roster. So while it's exciting to see something new again, you're not getting anything that you really wanted that, just came out last year, the year before, even this year. You're getting something that's been available to the rest of the country for decades, and I guarantee you're going to pay even more than the already Gucci prices that they ask everybody else for. So again, it's like a win and a loss all at the same time. I wish we could just get a solid win, but I don't know. I guess if you have it, it's something new. Now, I want to thank one of my viewers, Jeffrey, for bringing this to my attention. Anytime something new gets added to the roster, it's kind of interesting because, again, those big manufacturers backed out years ago, and we haven't seen anything from somebody like that in a while. So, again, thanks for bringing that to my attention, man. I really do appreciate it. I want to thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, which only takes a second. It's free, but it helps me out quite a bit. And you guys have a great week.